Hi, welcome to Tuesday Tea Time. I'm so glad you could join us. We developed Tuesday Tea Time for busy professionals like you who have a long to do list, and the first thing to drop off is personal and professional development. So, today we're going to talk about management versus leadership. And this might be the root to why you're feeling overwhelmed and burned out. So, if you haven't read this book, can you see it? What got you here won't get you there. You need to get this and dive into this. It talks about the uncomfortable truths and some of the blind spots that we might not realize that are leading us down the path to burnout. Okay. So, first, let's talk about how we got to where we're at. Many of us, especially in the healthcare setting, we're technical clinical experts. People came to us for advice and asked for help. Maybe as nursing, we were great at starting IVs, or, we've run into these problems before. We were quick on our feet, quick thinking, managed chaos well, and we stood out in the crowd. So therefore, we were advanced to the next level, which was supervisor or charge nurse or manager. And there, our job was tasks. We managed getting the job done, operating the business, putting out the fires, managing the chaos, task driven, putting out, in moment by moment, day by day. But when we move into leadership, it requires a completely different skill set because there is a difference between management and leadership. So, leadership is where we develop and empower future leaders. We turn our frontline team members into business minded professionals that impact the trajectory of our outcomes and our organizations. We inspire and motivate through listening and empowering and teaching and mentoring. So here's what you can do to determine if you're a manager or a leader and what you should do differently. So if you have people at your door all day long asking you questions and you're putting out fires all day long and you're a director level or above, you're managing. If your team feels like they're being micromanaged and that you don't trust them, then you're managing and not leading. So here's the difference, and this is what this looks like. So next time someone comes to your door and they have a problem, you're not going to solve the problem. You're going to ask questions to help guide them to a solution on their own. So the next time they have a problem or similar problem, they will have the steps to take to solve it on their own. We want to frame the problem with questions that help them solve the problem. We're teaching critical thinking skills. We're not enabling problem reporting. Okay, that's number one. Number two, it's empowering your frontline leaders to make decisions on the moment, knowing that you have their back, that you trust their judgment, and that they don't need to come to you for permission. Now, here's what I tell my leaders. Look, I don't want you to second guess yourself. We deal with split-second decision making. Some of it's intuitive and some of it has to be very quick. I don't want you to second guess yourself and delay the process. So if after the fact we sit down and we go through the process and we see that hindsight is 2020, and we learn from the situation and maybe would apply something differently next time, that's called growth. And any true leader is looking for coachability and self-leadership and growth. And if people have those traits, then they're teachable and they can manage change and they can improve and learn and grow. And so that's the difference between managing and leading. Very important. So if you're feeling overwhelmed, that you're getting nowhere, your wheels are turning, you're exhausted, you're tired, you're stressed out, but you're not achieving the results you're looking for, that your days go by and you're not sure what you did all day, then you're probably managing instead of leading. Okay. So the first thing, develop trust. by empowering frontline leaders through critical thinking skills and framing independent problem solving. Okay. Next aspect of leading is inspiring people to reach potentials they didn't think were possible. And we do that by getting to know our team on a personal level and professional level. Now, not to be confused with the popularity contest. We're not out to win everyone's approval and make friends with everybody. This is work. But we want them to respect us because we're fair, we're trustworthy, we empower them, and we follow through, and we stay out of their business. We don't need to micromanage. If we've hired the right people and these are professional adults, we don't need to be there every step of the way. So, again, listening skills, we talked about those last week. Super important when being a leader. And knowing when to jump into the front line and when to jump out and keep your mind on the big picture to keep moving the department or the organization forward. So your resources spent on day-to-day operations, if you're a director and above, are wasting resources for your organization and actually hampering the growth for your organization. You need to be keeping a strategic mind, and you need to be ahead of the daily management. You should be looking at the monthly, the quarterly, the yearly, the SWOT analysis, the strategic planning, the industry standards, and the technology moving your industry forward so that you can help navigate your department through change. The other piece of being a leader, like I said earlier, is developing leadership skills at the front line. That has to be a regular, ingrained, carefully thought out process that's continuous. They need leadership skills. And those skills are boundary setting, crucial conversations, accountability, creating a safe environment, knowing that they have your back, time management skills, things to prevent them from burning out, and providing safe care and taking care of themselves at the same time. So if your organization is struggling to meet outcomes, or your outcomes are barely at the national average and you want to excel and provide care that you would be proud to give your mom, then you need to focus on a developed, hardwired, evidence-based leadership development program from everyone from the frontline leader to the executive and in between, and everyone aspiring to be leaders, because that's what's going to drive your outcomes is continued growth and putting your employee first. So I hope this tip makes you look at things a little bit differently and helps you prioritize your skill set and your daily activities. Try to delegate more, listen more, ask more questions, and stop managing and leading more. So have a great day. Check out our website. It's back up and running. We're offering some new courses. And have a great week.